Tensions are high after an unarmed teenager was shot dead by a police officer.
Shooting days ago of a young unarmed black man.
A local 18-year-old is shot and killed by police in Ferguson.
Of an unarmed teenager.
Another deadly police shooting of an unarmed young black man by a white officer.
Triggering allegations of police racism.
Developments near St. Louis, Missouri this evening after the police shooting of an unarmed teenager. Police using tear gas for a third night in a row.
A grand jury has found the evidence is just not there to charge a white police officer in connection with the death of a black civilian.
This is a human being. This is a human being issue.
Moments after the news broke, no indictment.
What kind of nonsense is that? I don't understand it. It's not fair.
Absolutely tragic. It breaks my heart to see this community, torn right now.
Us being teenagers and, African American teenagers, it can happen to us.
So what do you do now? How do you move on from this?
You don't move on from something like this. With the Trayvon Martin case, they moved on from something like this and they let something else like this happen. You're not supposed to move on from this. You're supposed to stand up for your rights. You're supposed to know your rights. And these people don't know their rights. If they knew their rights, they'd be out here doing something.
Hands up, don't shoot! Hands up, don't no peace! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
This evening, the protests continue down the streets of Ferguson. They were demanding answers.
Tensions have been high all week long in the community, demanding answers.
A family is demanding answers.
A nation now hears from the officer at the center of this case.
I take it out and I come up, I pointed at him. And when I said, get back or I'm going to shoot you.
Second time he says, I'll shoot, it wasn't even a second later before the gun just went off.
I just felt the immense power that he had. I mean, the way I've described it is, it was like a 5-year-old holding on to Hulk Hogan. That's just how big this man was.
I ducked behind for cover because I fear for my life. I'm scared. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why this officer is shooting his weapon at us.
Some of the eyewitnesses have said at that moment when he turned around and put his hands up.
His hands immediately went in the air and he turned around towards the officer face to face.
That would be incorrect.
No way?
No way.
You took my son away from me. You know how hard it was for me to get him to stay in school and graduate? You know how many black men graduate? Not many. Because you bring them down to this type of level where they feel like I don't got nothing to live for anyway. They're going to try to take me out anyway.
I don't think it's a haunting. It's always going to be something that happened.
When I close my eyes and think about him, I smile. When I wake up, I'm sad.
When you're wrong, you're wrong.
We're not anti-police. We respect police. But those police that are wrong need to be dealt with just like those in our community are wrong, need to be dealt with.
I don't agree with the rioting and the violent protesting and all that good stuff. But I mean, you have to remember that these scars are deep in our community, and they feel like they didn't receive the justice that they should have. So they're going to act out because these kids are young and they're angry and they're thirsty for knowledge and information. So we got a lot of work to do.
That's all we want is the truth. And we'll go to any length to get that.